Hey everyone, before we get into the detail of what we're about to do to this car here in Scott's Dryce Lab, I want to talk to you about something that's coming up. We're going to be doing something a little different starting January 12th. It's going to run January through the end of February. The plan is to do a giveaway of the entry-level dry ice machine. And it's going to include several things. First, it's going to include a plane ticket here to go to dinner with Scott and I. We're going to bring you down to the Dryce Lab, train you on the system. We're going to give you a machine. We're going to also set you up with a basic air compressor system to get your feet wet in dry ice cleaning. And the way that we're going to do that is you're going to be able to purchase, we're going to try this, digital entries on obsessgarage.com. Every $5 you spend gets an entry. I suspect you're going to have very, very high odds of winning this. Whether you're an enthusiast like me in the garage, you're a professional detailer, or you want to start to get your feet wet into the world of dry ice cleaning and doing stuff like what we did to this car, what you're about to see in this video, we're gonna create this giveaway path to try to hopefully create some buzz, get some more people understanding this, and get you a chance to get, this is now a $7,000 machine, and then a several, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 desk and dryer, air compressor, get you all set up with all the equipment you need. So I just wanted to privy you to that before it comes up in a few weeks, but be prepared. I'll make a dedicated video talking about all the details of it, but wanted to let you know about that. We're excited for it, but let's get into dialing in this GT3 RS. It's going to be awesome. All right, day 2 in the Dryce Lab. There's something about a 997 without wheels on it, on a lift, that's just perfection. So we're going to work on some of the details here today. We're going to do the wheels. We're going to show you plastic trim. Ever drink whatever this is called, carbonated water. We're going to work on the plastics as well. Show you some of that technique, and if you haven't watched the other videos, we're using the new Evo 2 or the ICS 030. This is the new machine with particle selection. The pre-order's up on the store, but this thing is freaking awesome. Super pumped. Bigger hopper, has we can choose our pellet size or a fraction size. So I've been kind of playing and tweaking. Scott's been teaching me how to tweak the size. Really, really awesome. So I think he's going to show us we used pretty much exclusively yesterday, use a circle tip. So today we're going to, I think, use the flatter tip for some of the plastics and really work through that. Yeah, today's day 2. It's going to be a lot of fun to continue to work with the car. After we do all that, you'll have a couple of clips, but I'm going to get back into the car and start doing my thing. I'm ready today. I feel good. I broke my fast yesterday, fasted 24. Made it home. I thought I almost died. I went to the gym, and it was 15 box jumps, 4 wall walks, and 3 snatches at 155. And I did the first round, and then I did the 4 wall walks, and I went to do 155. I got it to like here. I had to take the weight off. I almost died. And then we had to do 7 rounds of that. And I made it through like 2 rounds, and I started scratching back. Next thing I know, I would just do like 5 box jumps, and I would go hide in the corner somewhere. Michelle was like, I thought you were doing them. Nope, I was quitting. I quit.
So I call this the brown phase. When you got tire treatment on your tires, they look black. But when you start taking it off, it turns brown, and you got to work through it to go the rest of the way.
Clean. The clear coat on this is pretty janky. These were painted over, I'm sure, because these are originally white gold, and then like the rest of the janky paint that's on the car, they painted over it. So these wheels are just going to kind of go in storage, because I'm going to do the fancy BBS wheels on. I like these wheels though. Porsche does a good job with stock wheels.
So this is part, like, if I go crazy trying to get all that brake dust off because of how frail the surface finish is, you risk damaging the wheel. So we'll do this by hand. I always finish by hand anyway, which is what we've been trying to teach everybody. No different than you scrubbing, pressure washer, then scrub.
Pressure wash, then dry it off after you're done.
Now, absolutely no criticism intended. We got a lot of benefit of having these where they're at, up on the table, and we can see them, but you can really see in the nooks and crannies, you can get all that stuff out. All right, Muscles, spin that thing around. While you still have the young man back.
Can't believe you have a Max Shine product in here, Scott.
Well, what should
Unacceptable. Source Garage. Max Shine is the Chinese ripoff of the world.
Well, see, you got to tell a guy that.
Yeah. They are the, there's all of these young detailers, right? They use a Max Shine stuff.
Well, when I bought that, you couldn't get anything anywhere.
So imagine you're making your livelihood.
Yep.
Right, often in detailing. It's like your passion, it's your livelihood, it's your, a good percentage of your existence. And there are all these amazing companies that support your craft, right? CarPro and Rupes and there's hundreds of companies. There's American companies, there's European companies, there's all this great stuff out there. And then you got a company like Max Shine that comes in, they go to trade shows, they see what people have. And so the original maker of this stand was Polka Premium in Poland. I believe they're the first. And then, Max Shine comes into the detailing world and just steals it all. And so all these young guys, all these generally guys, right? Few, maybe two girls in the country, but generally young guys making their living, they're sharing their passion with the world, detailing cars. And then they go and buy Rupes knockoff polishers. They go buy CarPro or knockoff CarPro sponges and pads, and Max Shine is the culprit of that. And then they,
it's the source creed.
Right. It's let me get mine. I'm going to get mine. So it's the same. It's cheaper, right? No, it's never better. It's always worse.
Right.
Right. So there's no improvement. There's no ingenuity. You think with all the resources that they had that they would take it, steal it, and then make it better. No. They take it, steal it, and make it worse.
Well, irony is that you bring this up. Everybody knows what I started with, the machine that I started with.
Yeah.
I thought they reinvented the space in 2019. It turns out after we did the patent research, the ICS came out with the grinding rollers in 2014. Mm-hmm. But, for those that you understand patents, you have to get a patent in every single country to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have a market here, so why would they spend the money to do that? Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what happened. But now we know. So I think the most important part to point out here is there'll be plenty of commentary amongst people. Geez, I could have done that with the traditional fashions. But what you don't know and you never get until you actually see it and do it is one piece of tar with a sharp edge rock sticking through the tar. You get in there and you wash and clean, and you take, I got a little piece of, what's that? And you go like this with your rag or whatever you're using, and it comes loose, and you scratch the wheel.
Yeah.
And so the beauty is this takes everything off that's not supposed to be on the surface, and all you have left is a safe film to wipe off.
Yeah. Yeah, we, these wheels aren't a great example.
I understand,
right,
yeah.
of what the dry ice would
Can
make
do.
it. Like if you had like a silver, you know, the BMW wheels have those little ridges, Mercedes wheels have those little
Yes.
ridges in the wheel, and they just hold on to tar, and it makes it a nightmare to try to clean, and there's always leftover. So the beauty of dry ice is that you could restore that, dial it in.
Definitely.
And then all those little pocket
Yeah.
stuff that gets in the pockets
just
that builds up.
endless places that you don't realize, you don't really focus on it because you never did it before.
It costs $3.70 plus tax plus delivery. So probably $5 for one of these from Chipotle delivery.
You know, we're not dying from outdoor water here, but Deborah does buy bottled water.
I need the bubbles.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, take a look inside here. If anybody had any question about whether this is good ice, this should answer it. If you have a dry ice machine that can run this stuff,
Yeah.
and not, look at this.
You can do anything.
Oh, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Okay.
All right, so how do you know what to do here from an aggression standpoint?
Yep. So the number one rule is distance is your friend. So we always start with that.
Okay.
And movement of the nozzle is key.
Okay.
So then we start moving in and looking for the desired effect.
Could I freeze up plastic and crack it if you're
So yes, I have done it. And
or you
so
stay on an area too long and you hyper freeze it and then it can crack?
yeah, and so I did it on a shift protector. You know, when you shift a car or an automatic, it's got that plastic shield, you know, so it keeps the Coca-Cola from going down in your shifter. Yeah, somebody got it all dirty, and so
old plastic.
I
dirty
cleaned
old
it, and it's like, wow, that worked great. But it's now like just like dipping the rose in nitrogen.
Yeah.
You can crack it and break it, and that's what I did. So yeah, so it's the artistic part of this is movement and motion, distance, and then settings, right?
This is where the original Evo machine can do pretty well with this, can
It does, yeah.
Do like trim restoration with a proper compressor. Like my 5 horse is not enough to really do much to this.
No.
But then this with the flat blade and the particle selection size. So you have, what pressure have you dialed?
40.
40 psi. So we're all the way down to 40 psi, and you have it down to what, 2 or 3 on the.
So the volume is 3. So we'll see. That might, based on what we were doing earlier, because we're still bringing the humidity down here. Where are we at? 55%. So we were at 61 first thing this morning. So once we get that humidity down into the 40s today, then everything gets better. You have less plume,
yeah.
if you will. So we'll see how this works. We'll come around the other side here. We got some room. All right, so I'm just going to start from the back side and work around, and we'll try to have a desired effect. I might have to go back and do some changes. Let's just see how it goes. Super soft. So just like painting, that little flip at each end of the stroke prevents from a concentration of dry ice causing an indentation or a different look of the plastic. So I might come in tighter as I'm still moving. I might come in tighter to some of these bugs to get that off. So let's see.
I mean, if they were still $200 like they used to be, I'd just buy one right now. But they're $5.
Just got to shave this stuff down until it's gone, so you can't see it anymore, right?
Yeah, this is a lot like the experiment on the steering wheel and the shift knob, right? I'm trying to restore it. I should have just waited, and we probably could have done better with dry ice cleaning of it than steaming it.
Yep.
But you know, the front lip is gone, So we can try to restore it. Worst case scenario, we ruin something that's already ruined.
What I'm doing here is not trying to save money, but potentially save a part that you can't buy anymore. So that would be the customer's like, oh shoot, can't get this anymore.
Yeah.
Right, this is kind of a big moment here. You see this happening? It's been gray the whole time, and now we're starting to get into blending it back into the same color. All right, so what I would do is I'd keep chasing that, probably a little bit of light compound to try to blend this more. And the last thing I do is, because I'm going to end up with a super, see if you look from the side how shiny it is. I want to pepper that with dry ice particle later. But that's the process that I would go through is to, I mean, I don't, personally, I would prefer this than chunks,
Yeah.
you know, all the chafing. But if you do the whole front to the highest level, it's going to be too shiny. So we gotta, for that to be successful, we'd have to figure out how to pepper it.
All right, let's do the window trim.
This is where we're gonna get down in that lovely place where you can hardly ever get to. All right, so I'm gonna shoot from a distance here into this, come back, and just start working my way back here, and try to bring some consistency to this look. When those are really bad, it's super wild and fun to do them. In our class, I usually resort to the baseball effect. So you're standing at the plate, what do? You spread your feet out and you get positioned and you're ready to hit the ball. So a lot of our guys will go to clean something and I'll just, and they'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, okay, well, get set, get in position, do your test run, if something like this. You want to.
That's some serious old man advice.
Yeah, you know what's going on. That's no effect. I'm going to try something.
At the old days of the journal, I got to worry about now. I'm like, just what I needed, another thing to worry about. It's hard enough to capture the video. I've added a whole nother element to writing. I've determined I've got too many cars, though. Ooh, you know what? We need to dry ice off that, see if I can get that stain out of the seatbelt that I did when I dropped the goop, the solution finish on it. I bet you it'll take it off. I should have waited, not mess with the Alcantara or the seatbelt.
All right, I like this a little better. I like the concentration, direction. Still there. You know, they're not bad enough. It's like they're not crusty enough. I'm gonna go to the inner lip. So let's blow that off and make sure that we had a good effect. I want to make sure that it's not just moisture on there. The back window trim looks good, but the driver's door looks the same.
I'm an aggregator of other humans' talents.
Perfect.
That is my talent. My talent, I've realized, is my ability to convince people to do stuff. Right? To like get people on board. Hey, let's do this together, kind of thing. That's what my skill set is. And a humbled arrogance, right? An arrogance knowing that I could do it, but why would I do it? Why would you step in and push somebody who's better at what they do out of the way? But the only reason I can do that, so the arrogance comes in, the only reason I have the ability to do that is I honestly believe that if I focused on a specific thing, that I could be better at it. That's how I get up in the morning and again sleep at night. We're rolling through here. All we got is these three pieces. We're done. All right, so we got one more piece left. Scott's knocking that out, but we got all the fender liners done, the rear bumper, the lights, all the little pieces, little air guides and all that stuff done. All the underbody panels are done. So all the stuff that came off the car is almost done. We've been doing it for about 2 hours, knocking out all these little pieces. They'll look a little better when we, wipe them down and then install them. So the initial is to dry ice clean them, let them cool off or warm up, and then we'll do some hand work and clean them up later. I'm going to I'll probably get like another hour on the car. It's like 5 o'clock. I think my Uber is scheduled for 6. So we put in a good solid day today. And I think we'll probably finish the car up tomorrow. I think I need to finish the underside, but the bulk of the underside's done. I want to TIG brush the whole exhaust And then of course we got to put it back together. Oh man, God. It's like went through my heart.